Make sure everything is copacetic. I haven't heard anybody say that in a long time.
That's one of my dope lines. I like that. Wait, who said that?
What's that?
Wait, who said copacetic?
Oh, I just did.
Oh,
I
that's
said,
that's
I
a
said I hadn't heard anybody say that in a
that's a
while.
great line, bruh. I used to say that all the time. That's a dope line. So what's up, everybody? You Control You podcast. Mark Shaw Evans. You already know how we do. Every episode we start out with what I'm grateful for. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. First off, I'm grateful for life, grateful for my family. I'm grateful for God. I'm grateful for everything that's been given. I'm grateful for just another day. And specifically, I'm extremely grateful that we were able to get the new gym up and running. Still a lot of work left to do. Still ironing out the bugs and getting things worked on. But the gym is open. It's running. We started on Monday after a very, very long and glorious and grueling weekend. But it's been worth it. I love how the gym looks. I am still in Kobe mode where the job's not finished.
Kobe.
So I haven't truly got to enjoy it yet. There's still things that I'm working on and getting right. My office isn't completely the way it should be. Still got to hang things up and do some things. So it's just a lot of little things, but I'm definitely enjoying the journey so far and enjoying the moment. Now everything, and then plus, really putting together the marketing and making sure that everything is on point. So I'm extremely grateful for that. I'm extremely grateful for everybody that's helped and made it possible. Hmm. It's kind of cool when you think about, I talk about building dreams all the time, and it's cool when what you have in your head actually just is there in real life and I could touch it. So hmm, it's still emotional for me. It's still it's still a lot. It's I have a feeling I'm gonna be carrying a lot of emotions for the near future here. So, but it is what it is. Um, so for the title of the podcast today, one moment can kill respect. I witnessed something literally last night. Had a different idea for this podcast, but I witnessed something last night that made me change my tune and was like, whoa, this is crazy. Um, so it was something that's some people might call like small or not a big deal. But it really resonated with me and said everything. So I was watching somebody um finish up what they were doing, right? They got done um training and they were cleaning, right? They were cleaning mats. And there I happened to be coming out of my office and I see a woman coming in and she looks, I don't want to say distraught, but she looks upset. And she's looking around and she sees her man. And I know who her man is. And she opens the door and she says it in that like I'm angry, aggressive tone that moms sometimes take with their sons. And she was just basically like, hurry up. What are you doing? You're taking too long. Like, hurry up. And I was just like, whoa, that's crazy. And this is in front of other people. I seen it. And all I could think about is like, why would you ever do that, right? Why would you ever why would you ever approach anybody like that? And it dawned on me that one moment could instantly kill respect. It could utterly destroy everything. And I know some people, when I've talked to women before and I talk about tone or I talk about how you're speaking to a man, they're like, it's not that serious. Uh, it's not a big deal. And then they flip it on the man like he was taking too long, right? He's not hurrying up. And she was just frustrated. So that's what came out. But that's not it. Cut that bull out. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I come into a building, right, and I look at the woman, I'm like, yo, what's taking you so long? Why don't you hurry up? I'm an abusive man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some concerns.
Yeah, I'm
taking that tone.
Yeah.
Like, you need to check in on her.
Yeah. But that's how she was talking to him. Now, I don't know how to explain it because I'm not a woman, right? But this is what my ears hear. My ears hear an aggressive tone, right? She's either hungry, tired, frustrated, whatever the case is. It reminded me of like a mom that's just fed up with her son right then. You know what I'm saying? Like, that mom tone where it's like aggressive and like, ooh, I better,
You're gonna get in the car.
yeah, I better fall in line. And so it's not what I don't want people to focus on is what she's saying. She didn't say anything wrong, right? Asking someone why it's taking so long in itself isn't bad. Asking someone to hurry up isn't bad. It's about the emotional reaction and the public disrespect, right? There was nothing about her that said she was calm. It wasn't kept private, and it wasn't solution focused. It was all about emotions right there, right? And the moment it happened, and since it happened in front of others, it stops being about communication and it becomes instead a statement. Like, you better do what I say. Hurry up. And if I'm abusive for being like that, right? If I come in a place, again, one more time, and I'll say it like this: why you taking so long? Hurry up. Let's go. Hurry up. Right? One, if I'm talking to a grown-ass woman, I sound abusive. If I sound like a kid, I sound like, if I'm talking to a kid, I sound like a parent that's just fed up with him. Right? Why would you ever want to speak to a man that way? Why would you want to speak to another adult that way? Right? And if people don't know what tone I'm talking about, like, please go listen to a fed up mom. Right? It's that, boy, you better do what I say. You take it too long. Let's go. Right? And what I don't think what women realize is, because they're reacting on emotion, is that everybody in the room feels that. Everybody feels that. It gets everybody's attention. The man feels it. and the dynamic of respect shifts. Now, it's weird that it's happened twice that I've seen, right? And the first one, I could chin check. Like, and when I say chin check, I don't mean like punching. I just, brought it up to that person and said, yeah, yo, you can't talk like this. We're going to dead that. That's not going to fly, right? So it puts the person, when you speak to them like that, in a reactionary mind frame, which creates chaos, right? They can't say anything back, right? If he argues with her in that spot, what happens? There's an argument in public. So you just sort of got to eat that one. But if you eat it, a lot of times it makes you feel crappy. It's a matter of respect disappearing slowly in moments like this. And honestly, with most guys, it drops immediately. Respect is gone. And I really want to understand why women think it's cool to talk to a dude that way, but are first to combat that dudes shouldn't talk to women that way. Right? And it's like, do y'all feel like we're less than? Do you feel like we deserve that? You know what I'm saying? Once again, we are talking about how I witnessed a woman walk into the spot and see that her man was wiping things down and cleaning up, and literally just opened the door and said, "Why are you taking so long? Hurry up." So it's like, yo, what are we doing here? What are we trying to accomplish? Right? So if we go back to the solution, right? The solution of the problem, and we remove, and if people could take a second before they react on emotion, how would the situation have played out differently? Well, you could still come in, you can still open the door and you can go up, hey, privately, you could say, hey, why is it taking so long? What's going on? Is everything okay? Yeah. I'm just wiping things down. Oh, okay. So you think you can hurry up and we can leave in like a few minutes? Yeah, no problem. That subtle difference, the man still feels respected, and the man still respects you. And you did not do it in public. Like, you're not my mama. The only woman that can get away with berating me in public is my mama. And even that, I might say, hey, come on now, mama. I'm a grown man, yo. Like, yo, it's not even about that. It's like, I'm 45 years old. Like, what we doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's a maybe. That's a maybe. Like, you get what I'm saying? The fact that he was finishing his job and doing the things that he was that are necessary should make you look at him with more respect, because he's showing discipline here. To his credit, from what I could see, he stayed composed, he didn't get emotional, and he maintained control of himself. But I have no idea once they got in that car, because I know what I would do. The moment we get in that car, I'm like, yo, please don't ever disrespect me like that in public again. Matter of fact, please don't ever speak to me like that again, ever in your life. we will have a bigger problem. That's not going to fly. Right? You're crossing a line now that you won't always be able to come back from. And be happy that you're dealing with a man and not a boy. And when I say boy, I don't mean by age. What I mean is if that boy reacts and tells you about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You find out that the person is, you know what? Let's just go to the other extreme. What if a dude just said, "What?" and slapped her? Like, that hasn't happened before, right? That hasn't occurred. What if he tells her to shut the up? He's foul for doing all that, right? But you're dealing with a boy, so the reaction is going to be like a boy, an immature boy. Mind blowing. The big thing is now, can he stay composed? Can he stay out of his emotions? Right? It's crazy to me. Because a man isn't tested when things are smooth. He's tested when he's challenged in front of others. But if you're his woman, you shouldn't be the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be the challenge. Would you speak to a dog that way? This is the one thing that I find I'm finding more and more mind-blowing. When watching women and seeing how they move, whether it's in interviews or something else, why is it that a dog can poop on the floor and a woman will have more patience for that dog than it will for a man in this type of situation? That dog would eat you. You get that? Or they treat a cat better. The moment you got 24 hours before that cat starts eating you if you die. That's disgusting. Don't feed your cat for a day and go to sleep. That cat might find you hungry and find you appetizing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's crazy. And granted, maybe she felt rushed, ignored. She had some built up frustration. I get all that. Your feelings are valid. You got real feelings if that's the case. Right? No one's saying that the feelings are wrong. You're allowed to have whatever feeling you want to have, right? Whatever feeling you have, cool, that's your feelings. You're allowed to have them. If he said he was going to be out in 10 minutes ago, cool, I get it. You're allowed to be frustrated by that. You're allowed to be upset by that. You're allowed to feel whatever you want to feel. But how you deliver that message, how you take action matters. That's 100% of your responsibility. And if you cannot deliver that message properly, you have no emotional control. You have no emotional intelligence. Bars. And I believe I'm finding this more and more frustrating because I know what it feels like to be talked to like that. And I always looked at the person like, yo, do you recognize that no dude in their right mind would ever talk to me like this? Do you understand? Do you understand that? And then when I have a conversation with like a woman like Alison Armstrong, who's talking about how women bring out the worst in men. You know what I'm saying? Like, if he would have reacted and said, yo, don't talk to me like that. Now you guys are arguing. You're bringing out the worst in that man. You could. Hmm. on both sides, you could have had that conversation in private, right? She could have easily pulled him to the side and had that conversation, like I said she could have. And it would have went better. Like, I don't know what happened in the car, but I know no matter what, it would have went better. It would have made him feel good. And it would have showed that you had emotional control, because emotion is information, not instruction. Bars. Oh my God. I feel like I'm spitting fire over here. Maybe I'm just feeling myself a little bit. Right? Like, your emotions are just telling you some information about yourself right then. Ooh, I'm so mad. He's 10 minutes behind. Yeah, that's some information for your ass. Now, how do you go relay that information? Right? And timing matters. And respect shows up more when you're frustrated than any other time. Meaning, if you can't control your emotions and you are letting frustration take over, you're showing such a lack of respect for not just that other person, but for yourself. It's incumbent to respect yourself enough to learn how to navigate your own emotions. Right? And maybe this was the only time it's ever happened, right? Maybe. The thing is, probably not. There's probably small moments like this that are repeated behaviors. And because it keeps happening, there's no proper correction. Right? And before some of y'all get upset, what do you mean correction? What I mean is that I have a line, right? I have a line in the sand. You're not allowed to cross that line, because I'm not allowed to cross that line with you. I can't come into a building and talking nonsense like that. Like, just picture this. Corey, really picture this for me. I walk into a hair salon, right? I walk in a hair salon. Now, let's say a woman I'm with said she was going to come out. She should be done by 1:45. It's now 2:00. I'm hungry. I'm tired. Better yet, let's make it a little more realistic. Let's say the hair appointment is supposed to be done at 8:45 at night. It's now 9 p.m. I'm hungry. I'm tired. I got to get up early in the morning. I'm ready to go. So instead of being one, patient, or two, calm enough to have a conversation, when I come in said hair salon, I'm like, yo, why you taking so long? In front of all the people in there. There's 6 to 7 other women getting their hair done right now. There's family members there with the people, or friends with the people. There's kids with the people. There's other, stylists, whatever. And I say that, yo, why you taking so long? Hurry up. The moment I leave, how's she gonna feel?
First embarrassed.
Salty, like someone just took a whole bag of salt and poured it on her.
Then when she gets to the car.
Oh, wait. Maybe not though. Because if I'm willing to come in public and talk to her like that, God knows what else I'm willing to do. Right? Because when I think about that situation, one, I'm probably not getting out of the car. I'm probably playing chess or watching a video or something. And I'm thinking like, oh man, I'm tired. And when she get in the car, I'm like, yo, that took forever. She'll be like, yeah, they did this and they did it. And it's like, man, you're gonna have to make that up to me. Cause I'm not getting enough sleep. You're gonna have to give me some loving or something. Like I'm gonna make it into a joke, or I'm gonna make fun of them a little bit. Right. But if I needed to have that conversation and come in and talk to him, right, I'm just gonna go up to him and say, hey, baby, how much longer do you think you're gonna be? I'm getting really tired. And the stylist be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I need like 5 more minutes. Right. But the fact a woman comes in to this building and says it in front of everybody, like people stopped and looked. It was like, why you taking so long? What? Like the first thing that wanted to come out of my mouth is like, are you off your bird? Like, what are you thinking right now? Like, I know you're not in the right state of mind. You hungry or something, right? There's no way you thinking about this properly. And it's like, to me, you put this man in a situation where it's a lose-lose. Because if he keeps his mouth shut, he's being docile. Right? He's not standing up for himself. He's being disrespected. If he does speak up for himself, he causes a bigger scene in public. If he waits and nips it in the butt in the car, hopefully she responds to it. Instead of arguing. Like when you think about it, if you talk to a woman in a vehicle like that, you're like, hey, I don't want to be talked down to like that, especially in public, right? There's got to be a level of respect here. There's no reason for you to come in and sound like my mom, trying to rush me out of something, right? I get that I was running behind. I get I wasn't running out of time. I understand all that. You're allowed to be upset by that. But how you speak to me cannot function like this. And so, but then what if she argues with me? Oh, what you mean? Like, you're soft. Okay. Well, next time run on time. Okay. So basically, I do what you say, or you're going to straight up disrespect me. That sounds like manipulation to me, doesn't it? Do what I say, or I'm doing this. Do what I say, or I'm doing this. Doesn't that sound like your mama? That sounds like something my mom would say. Hey, you better do this or you getting. Okay, cool. Who gives a grown ass woman the right to talk to a grown ass man that way? Like, really think about that. That one moment can utterly kill respect. And when a man doesn't feel respected, you got a major problem on your hands, right? Like, you got a major effing problem. He might let it go, but if it's a repeated offense, he's eventually going to say something. And then if it keeps happening, he's eventually going to leave your ass. And you're going to feel salty as hell. But on the flip side, if you would have showed great discipline there, had emotional intelligence and came up and talked to him in a kind manner, now it makes me want to hurry up. Like, that's the other thing. I'm a dick. If you come in and say that, I'm not coming out for another 15. Cause I'm like, I can't believe you would just talk to me like that. What was flying through your mind right then? You must have bumped your head. As Jada said to Joel Santana. You must have bumped your head. What were you thinking? right? And if it does happen to you as a man, it's your job to stay in control of you. Stay in control of your own emotions, handle your business, and there's nothing wrong with letting them know that that's not cool, that was being disrespectful. Nobody wants to be berated in front of anybody. Nobody. Damn sure not by my significant other. And if you're a woman, please remember that respect goes far. Respect is everything to a man. Like they've literally broke down the statistics of and talked to men, and even Alison Armstrong talked about this before in a clip. And other couple therapists and psychologists and all these people, like men will choose respect before they choose love. A man wants to be respected, and that's how he feels loved. So respect your man, speak to him in a manner that brings out the best in him, not the worst in him. Show that you respect that man even when you're upset, tired, cranky, having a bad day, whatever it comes down to. You're in control of you. So how you pivot, how you move is everything. Right? What you think, Corey? Your wife comes in the studio while you're doing a session. You were supposed to be home you were supposed to be in the car 15 minutes ago. She comes in there like, yo, why you taking so long?
I'll be right back. We're not doing this. We're not gonna let it continue on. We're gonna nip it in the bud.
Nip it right in there. And worse, you're gonna look like, you know what? I share everything else, right? So on Sunday, I have fight camp, right? And we're still building the gym. We got one half of the mats done. The other half isn't done. We got some in there. And so I got the team training and Ant. So my soon-to-be son-in-law, he set his bag down like sort of in the middle and training, and out of nowhere, Abby's like, she said his middle name too, I think, but whatever. She was like, Anthony, oh man, I don't remember his middle name, but Welch. Why is his bag right here? And everybody from fight camp stopped, looked at her. And I'm just like blown away, like, why in the hell would you do that? She was like, we're working here. Your bag can't be here. And he's like, but I thought you were. Nope, never mind. Yes, ma'am. And he picks it up and he moves it. He's shut down for a little while. Almost all of camp, he is shut down. And I'm like I'm like processing this in my head. How do I handle this? Because I know I want to go off on her right now. One, because it wasn't that big of a deal. It's a fucking bag. Move the bag. Or come up to him and say, hey, Anthony, can you move this bag, please? It's in the way. Okay. But I'm also processing that we've been grinding on lack of sleep. And we're like, it's Sunday and we're not close to done yet. We're not even to the halfway point, to be honest with you. And so I understand the frustration. I understand everything. So I get everything. I process everything. I'm like, okay, I need to go. I'm like, but I need to go talk to her. So I have somebody else run the time and just tell them to keep switching how I was doing. And I go grab her and I'm like, hey, come back here with me. And we go in the bathroom. I'm like, yo, you can't do that anymore. One, you're an owner. You can't move like that. 2, you can't do that in front of all the fighters. I'm like, it wasn't what you said. It was the tone in which you said it. It's the fact that you said it so loud, it shut down my entire camp. So they all looked at you. Like someone just announced that he needs to go to the principal office.
Well, yeah, that's so bad too. That you announce it in front of the whole school, and everyone's like,
yeah,
like that whole process is
yeah. And so, and I'm like, and furthermore, he's all shut down now. So now I got to pull him out of that to get the best out of him out of camp, because there's nothing he could say to you, because whatever he says is going to be looked upon as disrespect. Because I know how he was raised. He was raised like we were raised. You don't talk back. That's why he started and said, yes, ma'am. Because it's not even worth it.
shut up and get it done.
Yep. And I'm like, you talk to him like a mom would talk to him. And I get the relationship and I get the situation, but there's got to be more self-control there. And now she's getting emotional. And I'm like, at some point, I need you to apologize. Not for what you said, but in the manner in which you said it. And like, she took that to heart, yo. I heard her sniffling while she was making some more cuts on the foam and stuff like that. And then like, I don't care. Like, and eventually I was able to pull him out of it. And it ended up being like me calling him over and talking to him. And me saying, yo, she was wrong for saying that, or wrong for the tone she took, but I need you to pull your head out your ass. And he was like, nah, it's fine. It's fine. I'm like, it's not fine. I'm about to send your happy ass home if you don't pull your head out your ass. Like, because this shouldn't be able to be enough to bring you down right now. He pulled his head out his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to give tough love there.
Right.
Like, I don't normally give tough. Yeah, I don't normally give tough love like that to him in those situations. I usually wait until we're alone. But I mean, it was quiet, but I gave him tough love. Pulled his head out of his ass, and by the end, he was in a good mood. And then she apologized to him later, and he was like, no, it's no big deal. It's like, it's fine. Because I know he's used to women talking to him like that because, you know, his mama. And he's got sisters. But I would chin check the hell out of my daughter if she did that. If my daughter spoke to him like, I'm like, you better stop. That's not how you were raised. You better stop. Like, I don't think anybody should be disrespectful to anyone at any moment in time. But if it's going to happen, it better happen in damn private. Right? Do not, and ladies, do not talk down to your man, period. Do not talk down to your man in public. You want to get left somewhere? That might happen. Like, I think I've walked 5 miles to get home. How far is it from Woodman's to Todd Drive?
Woodman's on the west side?
Yeah.
To Todd Drive?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Like Todd Drive over here?
Yeah.
That's at least 5, bro. That may be longer than that.
What's up? What's up?
Bro, that's 10. No, you're right. 5 miles, 4.9.
Yeah. I made that voyage. The only crappy thing about that voyage is not a straight path.
Yeah, bro. That's an hour and 47 minutes walking.
Yeah. You're not going to talk to me any way. I don't care. Here's the keys. Drive. I'm walking. I need to get away from you. Jeremy says, wow, I love this. My wife do that to me. I'm on the verge of divorce now. So that sucks, Jeremy. That really sucks. Have you talked to her about it? And when I say talk to her about it, instead of getting defensive and fighting back against it, have you explained to her like how it makes you feel? Did you explain to her you feel disrespected by it? You feel belittled? You feel you
Last resort.
yeah, like because that's what it is, right? You feel disrespected, you feel belittled, you feel like for me, when a woman talks to me like that, I feel trapped.
Yeah, that's a great description.
I feel real trapped. Yes, I have, but she keeps doing it and there's no change. Okay. So when it's this part of it has to happen when all parties are calm, but it's one of those things like hey baby, can we talk for a second? Well, how would you feel? How what do you think what feelings would you have if I raised my voice at you and talked down to you in a disrespectful manner? And see what she would say, right? And if she answers it honestly, then you can say, okay, that's basically how I feel when that's happening to me, right? Or, and it depends, Jeremy, is do you know if her mom spoke to her dad that way? Because it comes from somewhere, right? It definitely comes from somewhere. It comes from it comes from the parents, or it comes from maybe she experienced that in a previous relationship, right? And now she's just doing it. Um, the other thing is like she has no, that means when a person is doing that, they have no emotional control, right? And I don't care how you justify it, it can't be justified, right? And the only reason we accept it more often is because women aren't as scary as men doing it because men can be so violent. Not saying a woman couldn't be violent, but we have the strength enough to stop her from bringing violence onto us within reason, right? For me, I was raised by a stepfather that was disrespectful as hell and had no emotional control. So then it's like anytime I see someone bugging and have no emotional control, it's like, well, one, are you hungry, tired? What's going on? No, you fine? Then why are you talking to me like this? Because even if the other two were true, I don't want to be talked to like this. I'm not a kid. Speak to me like I'm an adult. Like, how would you talk to someone else in public? Right? Her her previous relationship, she wait, I lost. Jeremy says her previous relationship, she did it, but her ex used to hit her. You think she learned? It's just a lack of emotional control and a lack of empathy for someone else. Now, her ex shouldn't have hit her. Like, if you're not going to respect a person that you're with, to understand that you should not speak to them in that way, then what are we doing? Again, if I talk to a woman in a way that women speak to men, it would be bugging. Yo, what up? It would be crazy, craziness. And you know how I know it's crazy for women is because have you ever seen an interview where either lesbians or former lesbians talk about women? It's straight bugging. They're like, I understand, like, I feel bad for men. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's craziness. Like, why? Who in the world would want to be disrespected by anybody? You know why men don't go around taking that tone with each other? Because that other man might pop you in the mouth. Better yet, you wouldn't talk to your parents that way. Imagine taking that tone with your parents. Whew. Whew. Corey, imagine coming into the room asking your mom, why you taking too long? Why you taking so long?
Oh gosh, I'll lose my face.
He said,
He
said, hold on.
My face would be in it.
He said, I'll lose my face. That's the most gully thing I've ever heard in my life. I'll lose my face.
I would. With the quickness.
Man, that's what I'm saying. Like, so if somebody wouldn't talk to their parents like this, why you saying that to this grown ass man? You could go up to him and say, hey, baby, what's taking so long? What's going on? How much longer you think you're going to be? Can you please expedite this and can you please hurry up? Let's go. Man. Are you bringing out the king in that man? That's what I think about, man. Because otherwise, we talking nonsense, and this shit's just crazy. Like, she did it in front of everybody. She just walked in that and said, why you taking too long? Why you taking so long? Like, dead ass serious. You know, when I've seen women talk to dudes like that, and I just see them slump. Yeah, they just, I don't know. Okay, here I come. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah. I'm in trouble. Like, you don't even want to, like, what woman wants to sleep with that man now? And fellas, if you're, and Jeremy, like, this one's for you too. If your woman's not showing you that respect, you got to stay in pocket. Don't argue with her. Keep it under control. Don't engage with that nonsense. Don't engage with that childlike behavior. Because that's what it is. It's childlike behavior, right? You acting like you're throwing a tantrum. Oh, there we go. You throwing a tantrum. Because only a little kid would say some things like that. If you take too long for a little kid, what they do? Oh, man. Fuck. No doubt, Juanita. She said, I love that you're talking about this as a man. Temper tantrum, yes, Bobby. Yeah, you would walk. That's dope to see, Jeremy. Walk away. See, here, I got something better for you. Next time, don't even walk away. Look at her and straight up say this. I am not going to engage with someone that is speaking to me in a way and in a tone that shows me that there's a lack of respect. I'm a grown man and I'm an adult. I would like to have an adult-like conversation. And if you would like to continue this conversation, why don't you come back in 5 or 10 minutes if you calm down, or we can just wait and have this conversation at a later time when you are calm. And if she refuses, then exit left. Right? Many men were raised. Juanita says many men were raised by a woman and aren't aware that they may have learned their responses from them. Emotional regulation is extremely attractive. Yeah, like I don't want to be talked to. I don't want to be talked to like that. Right? There's not a man that would come up and take an aggressive tone with me just off the jump because they're upset about something. Because if they did, I'm going to look at them like they're crazy. And then I'm going to be like, look, watch your tone. Bring that down. Bring that down because we're about to fight. So, and like if a woman, like I'm telling y'all, and here's the flip side of it too, women, for all the ladies. If your man, like, because again, the I painted the scene, guy sitting there working, doing his thing, cleaning something up, and then I got you, Anita. I'll answer that in a second. He's cleaning stuff, and his girl just comes in the door and starts yelling, like not yelling, but she takes that aggressive mom-like tone, like, why you taking so long? Hurry up. Right? Still blown away. But if she came in there, right? She comes in and she walks up to him and she's like, hey, baby, what's going on? Why are you taking so long? And she says it in his ear or pulls him to the side. And she doesn't have to sound happy, but she's addressing him, just him, and she's not scolding him. Hey, so then he says, hey, I'm just wiping down the mats. I'm almost done. Because that's his job. He's supposed to do that. He's showing discipline in doing that. He's willing to be late to do his job. Right? Okay, baby, do you think we were supposed to leave 10 minutes ago? Can you wrap it up or can someone else take over so we can go? No, I can't give it to someone else, but I'm only going to be a couple more minutes and I apologize. I'm really sorry that I'm running behind. That's on me. You see how that works? You're going to bring out the best in that man. He's not going to want to be late again because of that. He's not going to probably want to be late anyway if you talk to him the first way. But the thing is like women criticize each other. And that's how y'all learn. We don't learn from that. We don't learn from being criticized. That's not how men operate. Right? Why do you think many men respond with anger instead when a woman Juanita, are you saying when a woman talks to him in that tone and gets aggressive with him? I'm interested to see what she says on that. Because if that is what you're talking about, then it's basically like I said, yes, let's say that. Or when it lands as criticism. Okay. So, or criticism. I got you. So why does a man respond with anger? Because when a man's defense mechanism is triggered when someone starts being aggressive with him. If another man comes up and starts getting aggressive with him, he's going to engage and think violence. He may not act on it, but he's going to think violence. And when a woman does it, like, first of all, it's just weird, right? And what I mean by weird is that, why are you talking to me like you're my mama? That's one. Two, if I respond back, right? If I respond back the same way I'm getting it, I'm in the wrong. I can't hit you. I can't raise my voice at you. I can't be aggressive with you. So now I'm taking all my emotions and taking all my natural instincts, and I am what's the word I'm looking for? I am compressing them inside of myself. I am I'm restraining them. I'm repressing them. Thank you. I'm repressing them because I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to engage with this. I'm basically engaging with a terrorist right now. And you know, the best way I heard it, I can't think of the comedian's name, but a comedian broke it down like this. It's the dopest thing I heard. He said he had to continuously tell his wife, yo, please stop talking to me like this. And he broke it down like this. He was like, look, my job is to protect you, right? My job is to protect you. And if my job is to protect you, and if my job is to take care of you and make sure that you are safe, right? When you are speaking to me like that, I no longer can do my job because I can't protect you and sacrifice my inner child. Does that make sense? I can't protect you while protecting my inner child. So it puts us in a situation where, like, we have to choose who we're protecting, right? Now, Juanita says, why is there no curiosity? Like, did you mean to sound aggressive? Why is there no intent question? So here's the thing. Men do say, yo, what's wrong? Yo, what? Why are you talking to me like that? What's going on? What's wrong? And it's usually met in those times, not always, but usually met in those times with there's nothing wrong. Like, what you mean? Like, you're running behind. Why are you? It's like back to the focus of what was wrong. It's like that's not triggering the person to let them know, like, wait a minute. What? I don't mean to have that tone. Okay, let me check myself. Right. And that's why I told Jeremy, like, that's why I told him to say what I did. It's like, hey, here, I'll even word it a little bit differently. Hey, I recognize that you're upset right now, and I want to solve this and I want to come to a conclusion. But right now, the tone that I'm hearing and the way I feel like I'm being spoken to right now is not going to bring out the best in me. So I'm not going to be able to be the best for you. So I'm saying let's dead this conversation right now and let's keep it pushing. And we can come back to it when all parties are calm. Now I've basically doing it like that is taking all the onus of what I'm hearing, what I'm doing, right? And it's not pointing a you finger, right? I'm taking the responsibility on myself because it's what I'm hearing, right? And here's the thing: some women don't even know they're taking that tone because they've gone their whole life addressing people like that. She won't let me. Jeremy says she won't. That's what I'm saying. You gotta nip that in the butt right there. Like, look, we aren't going anywhere right now. And I want to be the best version for you. Right? I recognize, like, and here's the thing, something has been triggered in her. Right? There's a landmine that went off. Poof. Poof. It went off. And because it went off, it could be different things. She needs food, she needs sleep, she needs a hug. And you can come up and give her a hug and say, look, the tone I'm hearing right now isn't good for me. And I want to be here and I want to love you and I want to hold you down. And I think we should hold off on talking about this. But once all parties are calm, we can have this conversation. Right?
Just to interject, remember when Alison Armstrong in that interview, and she was talking about when you got presented the questions about where do you want to go for vacation, she also emphasized that touch,
Yep.
along with the
Yep.
wording,
Yep.
that combination can
Yeah.
change those things. I'm like, oh yeah, I never would have.
Yeah. Because like a woman's reacting that way usually because she doesn't feel safe or she doesn't feel secure about something. And it's a lot of times it's like what's playing back in her own head. Because we're not just women, but we're not kind to ourselves in our own head, right? And so Mr. Is that what it is?
Mr.
You're not her dad? That's her problem? Well, here's the thing. In a relationship, you're responsible for each other somewhat. And you both grow together. I won't say raising, I'll say you're growing together. Your trauma and your child problems are going to come out in that relationship. Everybody's like, oh, just heal yourself before you get with someone. It's still going to come out. Yes, you should grow and heal yourself while you're single, but it's still going to come out in a relationship. And any daddy issues that a woman has or mother issues that she has is going to come out, and vice versa for a man, right? And so abandonment issues, like Jeremy said that his wife was abused before, in a relationship before him. So she's definitely got some trauma there, right? You're going to have to grow through that. It's like being with an alcoholic. You're going to have to heal. She's going to have to heal, right? Juanita says, I tell my husband that I support him having boundaries if I'm out of line or not listening. That's huge right there. Yeah, some things can only be healed with a partner because it's so intimate. Correct. So like, and it's not that people don't make mistakes, right? We all got a monster in us. I keep telling my students, like, just accept that you got a monster. Accept that your monster is going to come out and you may not be able to, and it may do something stupid because of what you're hearing, what you're feeling, and on and on and on. So it's like you got to figure out how to navigate that. You got to accept it. And then when it comes out, you got to apologize for your actions, right? And I'm saying doing it in private, it's easier to handle. In private, it's easier to fix. In private, it's easier to deal with. If you do it publicly, if you disrespect that man publicly, like, how do you fix that? Like, now you've made him feel less than in front of people. Like, come on, man. And I don't think women understand that respect means so much to men.
Everything.
Yeah, it's like, again, like, look this up. Men rather respect is love to men. If you respect me, then I know you love me. Right? If you respect me, I know you love me and you like me. Because if you don't respect me, and if you constantly disrespect me, then why would I ever believe that you love me or like me?
Could that be almost like a male's equivalent to women wanting to feel safe?
Yeah, women want to feel safe by being heard and listened to.
Right.
So if a man is sitting there and able to listen to his wife talk about her day and all this other, she feels connected and loved.
Right.
If a man feels respected and gets that respect from his woman, he feels loved, right? That's facts, because if I allow you to disrespect, then everyone else, yeah, exactly. People learn how to treat you by how you move. Juanita says, I've been learning that different men have different definitions of respect. Correct. But everybody does, right? Certain things that I find disrespectful, other men do not. I think it would be disrespectful for my wife to hang out with a male friend alone. Some men are like, no, it's cool. She's got friends. Alone, she don't. Right? Some men honestly don't get bothered if a woman has a tone. I do. Because I wouldn't let anybody else talk to me like that. Why would I let you? Right? What else do I find disrespectful? If you treat sex like a punishment, I find that disrespectful. Mm. Mm. But some men, that's their marriage. That's what they go through. Bogus. Bogus. But so yeah, every man has a different level of respect, right? My disrespect, usually the things that I find disrespectful is like some old school man shit. Like I'm not gonna front. I'm married to a woman that literally wants to work from, like, just take care of the house, take care of the kids type shit. She's hoping in a year and a half, the only job she has is like doing stuff at the gym. Right? Will she ever be a true traditional wife? No, not in the way of 1950s. But like I don't want to be disrespected. You're not gonna have me doubting myself. And here's the common theme that I hear a lot of women talk about. And you know what? I hear a lot of people talk about, especially at those panels for relationships and interviews and whatnot. A man goes out to the world and he's got a million battles to fight. The last thing you should put him through is another battle at home. If I got to deal with people disrespecting me out there, right, depending on the job, the last thing I want to do is come home and deal with disrespect. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm a mess up. But let's talk about it. For women, we need to understand why it's disrespectful, but that takes vulnerability. Exactly. Like, men don't respond to criticism. Like, we just don't. We shut down. You know how I know this? Try criticizing a young man. Try criticizing a boy.
Yeah, that happened to me in practice on Tuesday.
Right? You got to have a special place in their life to be able to be critical with them. And understand there's a difference between criticism and being critical. Right? There is a difference. But men overall don't respond to criticism the same way women do. If I criticize a woman, she instantly wants to make that change. Right? That's why women do it. Why women criticize each other. And it changes behavior. It doesn't with men. You shut him down and he doesn't want to deal with you. It doesn't work. And if you don't believe me, please look it up. Please look it up. Because there's so many female therapists out there, so many female psychologists out there that literally say that. The woman that, like, the episode's about to come out, right? Where I talk with Alison Armstrong. I can't, did we get to that part? I don't think we talked about it in an interview. But if you look up Alison Armstrong, she's talked about it plenty of times. Like, men don't respond to criticism. They just don't. Because here's the thing. And maybe she did talk about this. Yeah, and Mr. said a man wants to double down, and this is why. Because if you tell us something, we're gonna run it through our brain and see if that checks out. Well, one, do we care about your opinion? Because if a stranger comes up to me and says, "Yo, you need some new shoes because my Reeboks look dusty right now," right? You need some new shoes. Okay. What I care? I don't even care. I take my shoes off when I'm at the gym. Like my gyms, my shoes are like my car is like a car. Gets me to and from. If I'm going out, I got different shoes. But I also don't care about your opinion. So I'm not even gonna address it, right? Now let's say I do care about your opinion. Let's say you're my wife. Now you've passed the first wall. Now it's the second wall. How does that help me? How the thing you're telling me to change, how does that benefit me and make me better? And is it worth it? No. And if you're criticizing me, hell no. That doesn't no. Now, if you come and talk to me, right? Hey, the way because the big thing with me is I speak like a caveman, and I tell my wife all the time she wants me to talk like a woman. She wants me to have a conversation like a woman. So she'll tell me something about a coworker, and I like the first 4 things that want to come out of my mouth is solving the problem. I got to filter that out. And then by the time I get to the 5th or 6th thing, it's like, yeah, that sucks. And she's like, ugh. I'll just talk to one of my girlfriends about it. Yeah, because like
at the time I should be more empathetic.
Yeah, but it was like I don't know what to say.
But there's no like solve.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do, and I feel the emotional investment to be like, oh yeah, let me go on and continue to say how bad this is.
Yeah, and sometimes I'll do it. Sometimes I'll be like, man, she sucks. Right? It's like that's the response I get when I say, yeah, she sucks. Yeah, I guess. But then I feel like I'm judging this person that I don't even know, and I could easily solve this problem.
Just fix the issue.
Yeah, but I can't do that. So it's like, but for me, it's like, no, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk as if I'm a woman. I'm a dude, and I don't have a problem communicating with other men. I don't need to learn how to communicate with other women. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be in a relationship with another woman. So I have no reason to learn how to communicate with another woman. The students and the fighters that I have no qualms about communicating with them because I'm not doing them. I've learned this. The only time I've ever had trouble communicating with a woman is after we have been intimate. And because of that, now there's a more emotional ties. Right? And the better I do behind the door, the more emotions I got to deal with from her. It's kind of it's this weird thing. It kind of lets me know I'm doing my job because I got to deal with some craziness, right? So men don't handle criticism very well because we just don't care. It doesn't change us. You know what changes us? I seen a clip of a woman talking about this in a big women's group. They were helping women navigate speaking to men and how you can get the best out of men. And it was predominantly Black women, which I thought was dope. And so this woman's like, Yeah, me and my man, we got in the car and we're driving, and I could see that the low fuel light is on.
Yeah.
And she's like, and I'm freaking out because now I'm getting anxious that we might run out of gas. And I'm like, but everything in me is like, just tell him to stop and get gas. Just tell him what to do. And she was like, and normally she was like, a year ago, I would have said, yo, you're going to stop to get gas, right? We need to get gas. We got to go get gas right now. But instead, I wanted to talk to the king in him. And so she was like, hey, baby, hey, honey, whatever. I trust you, and I trust that you're going to get us to wherever we got to go. But seeing the low fuel light on is making me feel really anxious and making me feel real worried, and it's making me feel a little like I can't calm down. Like it's just making me feel. And she listed all these feelings, and she's like, instantly he was like, oh, no, I'll just stop up here and get some gas. No big deal. Because a man wants to solve whatever your problem is, yo. So she talked to the king in him. No man wants his woman feeling scared, fearful, anxious, or nothing. And the fact that she was so emotionally in tune and emotionally intelligent enough to communicate her emotions to this man got her to the conclusion that she wanted to get to, which is put some damn gas in the car so I feel better about life.
I'm crying, y'all. I'm crying right now. This is so funny.
Yo, but seriously, like, because a man isn't going to understand that. Like, no, we got to know. No, I know when I hit low fuel, I got about 55 miles.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah. And this trip is only 10 miles away. I could drive here, drive back, do it 2 more times, and probably be okay.
Yep. Before I even have to think about I got to find a state.
Exactly. But I don't want you feeling anxious. And if you snap on me or take an aggressive tone, either I might not get gas because I'm like, no, you're not going to talk to me like this and think you're not my mama. I'm not going to just do what you tell me to do. Or I'm going to get it and I'm going to feel a way that I'm bowing down to you.
Right.
You want me to lead.
Let me lead.
Right? And so, and then that's the thing. To lead doesn't mean that I'm up front. To lead is to do the best for my family. So if you express to me that you feel worried, you feel scared, this is what I'm gonna do. And I talk about it. Like my wife dropped that on me to get me to make sure I always lock the front door. I got a big ass pit bull / mastiff. My dog is like 90 pounds. You're not coming in my house. The moment you even come up to the door, he's barking, right? He's chill when dad's home. Dad's home, there's a little less barking, right? So you're not coming in my crib. And now I live in a pretty quiet, low-key neighborhood. I got an older Hispanic man that lives with his white wife next door. Across the street is another older Mexican couple. Next to them is like this middle-aged white couple. Like, it's like that. All down the block, the rest of the way is like older white people. There's like no young kids no more, right? And they pay attention to what's going on in the neighborhood. So no one's breaking in my crib. Plus, I got a camera as my doorbell. But my wife was like, I feel unsafe when the door is not locked because when I come home, I don't know what I'm walking into. Now, the first part of me was like, well, they could get in the house if it's locked. But then the second part was like, I don't want you to feel unsafe. Okay, cool. I'll just lock the door. No big deal. Because I don't want my wife to feel unsafe. Now you just brought out the king in me and allowed me to be the leader. You know what my wife hit me with this weekend that like brought the utter smile to my face? And like, I'm like, man, I wish this didn't work so well. She was asking me what I wanted and how I wanted it, like where in the gym, and like my mind is bouncing everywhere because people are asking each one of us, me and her, multiple questions about different things, and we're like trying to figure it out. And like, yeah, this goes here and this goes and this gets set up here. And then I answered her question, and I was like, "That work for you?" And she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Cause you're," and she did like this, "Cause you're the captain." And I was like, "Damn!" Now I'm geeked. I'm like, that just made me feel all good and shit. Like, man. And she got that from a clip that I sent her about this woman, another Black woman. She's talking about how she would always get upset with a man and talk to him a certain way. And then she started noticing that he was staying in the driveway for 20 or 30 minutes longer. Before he came in the house. And she was like, I don't want that. I don't want him to feel like he can't come inside the house. And she's like, so I started changing it up. She was like, I stopped telling him what to do. I just let him make his own decisions. And what I've learned is that he comes and asks me for my opinion almost on everything. He'll call me from work to ask for my opinion on something. I have more control now than I did when I was telling him what to do. And he calls me and lets me know that he's on his way home. I greet him at the door. And she's a stay-at-home mom. So she's like, I take off his boots and I'll just look at him and say, you're the captain. And like, it makes him feel like the man. Now, I'm not telling you that every woman should be like that. But when my wife doesn't try to tell me what to do, I damn sure tend to ask her for her opinion because I want to know. Yeah, run the play. Like, yeah. Like, it's bringing out the best in both of us. A woman is really good at seeing all the things that are really close to us, and we're really good at hunting things from afar. Work in unison, yo. Man, I appreciate y'all so much for joining us. The conversation really started to pick up.
You know, it'd be good. Did you drop the new episode?
Which new episode?
With
James Baldwin and Nikki Giovanni. Yeah. So if y'all haven't checked,
plays into what we talked about today.
If you oh yeah. If y'all yes. Hell yes. Look, check it. So if first off, go to You Control You on YouTube. And my newest episode is featuring, and and those of you that are on TikTok, you can see some of the clips. They're already posted. I think I got 2 or 3 clips already out. So just check out the page. And it's the conversation. We were talking about the conversation between James Baldwin and Nikki Giovanni, right? And I encourage everybody to go look up that conversation that they were having. It was magical to see 2 people disagree about a lot of things, but nobody ever took a tone. Nobody ever raised their voice, and they were both able to articulate their emotions properly. It was a great conversation. It was really, really dope. And that fits into what we're talking about today. And so that full episode also came out on YouTube on Wednesday, right? And coming up next week is our dope interview with Alison Armstrong. And I'm so excited for y'all to check that out. She's been studying men and working with men for over 30 years. And so it's super dope. Man, I thank y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you like, subscribe, go find me on YouTube, find me on IG, find me on TikTok. I like my link tree. If you're on TikTok, my link tree is there. If you're on YouTube, my link tree is there. It's got a link to everywhere, right? Tune in with me. Send me DMs. Let me know if there's things that you want to talk about or think I should talk about, or if you got questions for me, right? I appreciate y'all so much, man. I feel the love. And keep rocking. Jeremy, you got this, homie. I promise you got this. Chris, what up? Is that great? Is that Chris or Shot? Yeah, Chris. And let's just keep it moving, yo. You control you. We out. Peace. Shout out Celsius.